Hello, little dreamer. Get cozy under your blanket, rest your head, soften your shoulders, and take a slow, deep breath in and a gentle breath out. If your eyes feel sleepy, you can let them drift closed. Tonight's story is called Luna and the Moonbeam Library. It's a soft, quiet adventure about a girl, a cat, and a secret library where the books glow like stars. Once in a small town where the houses wore nightcaps of snow in winter and hats of flowers in spring, there lived a gentle girl named Luna. Luna had a curious heart and a cat named Mallow, who was as white as a cloud and as calm as a bedtime whisper. Each evening, when the sky turned blueberry blue and the first stars blinked awake, Luna and Mallow walked to the edge of their garden to say goodnight to the moon. The moon liked this ritual. It seemed to hover a little lower, as if it could hear them better, and it sent a thin ladder of silver light across the grass. Luna would breathe in the cool night air and wave, and Mallow would curl their tail neatly around their paws, purring so softly it sounded like a faraway lullaby. One evening, the moonlight looked a little different. Instead of a straight ladder of light, it made a winding path, as if the moon were drawing a ribbon on the ground that curled gently through the garden gate and into the sleepy world beyond. Luna felt her heart flutter like a quiet moth. She looked at Mallow. Mallow blinked very slowly, the way cats do when they trust the night. "Should we follow?" Luna whispered. Mallow replied with a soft, certain purr, so Luna stepped onto the moonlit ribbon and Mallow trotted beside her. The path felt warm and velvety, like walking on the edge of a dream. It led them past hedges that smelled like honey and over pebbles that sparkled as if they'd swallowed tiny stars. The crickets hummed a calm song that seemed to say, "It's time to rest. It's time to drift. It's time to dream." After a little while, though time felt slow and friendly on the moonlit path, they reached a small wooden door nestled between two drowsy willow trees. The door was painted a soft lavender, and above it hung a little sign shaped like an open book. The words on the sign shimmered in moon-silver letters. Moonbeam Library. Open when eyes grow sleepy. Luna smiled. "A library just for nighttime," she breathed. Mallow's whiskers twitched. The lavender door opened without a sound, like a page turning itself. Inside, the Moonbeam Library was round and cozy, with shelves that curved like crescent moons. The books were different shades of night: midnight blue, velvet purple, and gentle gray, and each book had a tiny star on its spine that glowed softly. The glow was not bright, it was the glow of a lullaby made of light, the kind of glow you feel more than see. At the center of the library stood a table carved from a single piece of pale wood, smooth as a polished pebble. On the table lay a bell the size of a thimble. Luna reached out and tapped it with one fingertip. The bell sounded like a snowflake landing on a window, more a feeling than a sound. A librarian appeared, though Luna hadn't seen her step out from anywhere. She was an older woman with hair the color of starlight and eyes that shone kindly, as if she'd read every gentle story the night had ever told. "Welcome, Luna," the librarian said, and her voice was so soft that Luna felt her shoulders relax completely. "You know my name?" Luna asked, surprised and pleased. "Of course," said the librarian. "The Moonbeam Library opens for anyone who visits the moon each night with a quiet heart, and this must be Mallow." She knelt, and Mallow leaned forward, allowing a slow, contented scratch beneath the chin. "Would you like a book to help your dreams grow gentle?" the librarian asked. "Yes, please," Luna whispered. The librarian led them to a shelf marked "Stories That Breathe Like the Sea." Her hand drifted over the glowing spines until it rested on a book with a small silvery shell stamped on the cover. She opened it, and the room filled with the soft hush of distant waves. Luna felt as if she were lying on a warm shore, listening to the ocean tell her secrets in a language made of sighs. "This one is called The Turtle Who Carried the Night," the librarian said. "It's slow and steady, just right for dreams." They sat together at the table, Luna, Mallow, and the librarian, and the story began to read itself. Luna didn't have to do anything but breathe in and breathe out and let the words float around her like sea air. In the story, there was a kindly turtle who wore the night like a blanket on his shell. He walked along a pearl-colored beach, and wherever he passed, stars rose softly like lanterns. The turtle moved at the pace of a drifting cloud, and every few steps he would pause and hum a tune so low you could feel it in your chest more than hear it in your ears. With each hum, the waves smoothed themselves, the wind softened, and the sky tucked itself closer, as if the whole world were getting ready for a long, peaceful sleep. As Luna listened, she noticed her breath matching the turtle's humming, in and out, slow as the tide. Mallow, curled in Luna's lap, grew so relaxed that even the tips of their ears seemed to sigh. The librarian turned one page and then another, and each time the paper whispered, the room grew cozier. The shelves seemed to lean in like friendly trees, and the tiny starlights on the spines of the books brightened just a little, then dimmed again, as if they too were breathing. When the turtle reached the end of the beach in the story, he looked up and thanked the stars for keeping watch. Then he closed his eyes and rested his head on the sand, which felt like a warm pillow. The last line of the book said, "Good night, dear world, good night." The shell on the cover gave a final faint shimmer, like a wink. Luna felt a sweet heaviness behind her eyes, the kind of sleepiness that feels like a hug from the inside. "That was beautiful," she murmured. The librarian smiled. "The best stories move slowly, like moonlight across a window." "Would you like to borrow it?" Luna nodded. "Yes, please." The librarian placed the book into a soft cloth satchel and gently slipped the strap over Luna's shoulder. It felt as light as a lullaby. "There's a simple rule," the librarian said. "When you feel sleepy, close the book and rest. In the morning, it will quietly return itself to our shelf. The Moonbeam Library knows its way home." "Thank you," Luna said. "Will we find the library again?" "You don't have to find it," the librarian replied, her eyes shining kindly. "It finds you, whenever your heart arrives quietly at the edge of sleep." The lavender door opened by itself, and the moonlit ribbon appeared once more. Luna and Mallow stepped onto it, and the path guided them back through the honey-scented hedges and over the starlit pebbles. The night crickets sang their soft song, and the world felt just a little slower, just a little gentler, like a blanket being tucked under the chin of the sky. When they reached their garden, the moon hung a bit lower, as if it had stayed awake just to make sure they returned safely. Luna waved. "Good night," she whispered. Mallow offered a last tiny purr. Inside, Luna climbed into bed, and Mallow curled up in a tidy comma at her feet. She opened the book to the page where the turtle hummed to the waves, and for a moment she simply breathed with him, in and out, slow and soft. When her eyelids grew heavy, Luna closed the book. The room seemed to hum back, the night settling comfortably around her. A breeze lifted the curtain and set it down again, like a mother smoothing a quilt. Far away, or maybe very near, the Moonbeam Library turned a gentle page. Luna thought of the turtle, of the glowing spines of the books, of the librarian's kind eyes, and of the path of moonlight that always knows the way. She felt the glow of the star on the book's spine through the cloth satchel at the side of her bed, and it was the softest glow there ever was. It didn't try to be bright, it only tried to be calm. "Good night, dear world," Luna whispered, as the last of her thoughts became a dream. "Good night." And the moon, patient and round, kept watch at the window, while Mallow breathed slow and steady, and the house grew quiet and still. And the night, like a story, ended with a hush. Good night, little dreamer. Sleep well.